If you've been waking up feeling mentally foggy, forgetting the names of people you've known for years, or noticing that your mind just isn't as sharp as it used to be, I need you to pay very close attention right now. Because there are four silent enemies quietly destroying your brain health every single day. And the scariest part? You're probably exposed to all of them without even realizing it. These aren't rare diseases or exotic toxins. They're hiding in plain sight, in your daily routine, in your kitchen, in your habits. And while they work slowly, their damage is very, very real. My name is Dr. Amanda Wells, and I'm a specialist in mental health and cognitive wellness, especially for those of us over 60. Welcome to the Dr. Amanda Wells channel, where we talk about real science, practical solutions, and how to keep your mind sharp and vibrant, no matter your age. I've spent years studying how our brains age, and more importantly, what we can do to protect them. And today, I'm going to share something that recent research has been screaming about, but most people are simply not hearing. Here's what we're going to cover: the four silent enemies that accelerate cognitive decline faster than you'd imagine. We're talking about a sedentary lifestyle that literally kills neurons, sugar and refined flour that poison your brain cells, sleep deprivation that erases your memories, and alcohol that shrinks the very center of your memory. But here's the good news. I'm also going to show you what actually works to fight back, based on what recent studies observe, and what can genuinely change your brain health in just 4 to 8 weeks. At the end, you'll get a simple checklist you can save and start using today. And here's a fact that should wake you up. Seniors who maintain good sleep habits have 40% less risk of cognitive decline compared to those who don't. And here's another one. Social isolation accelerates memory loss faster than almost any disease we know. Your daily habits are either building your brain up or tearing it down. Now, before we dive into enemy number 1, I'd love to know, what's your name, how old are you, and where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a video that could change your brain health forever. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Sitting for long hours is not just bad for your heart or your joints. It's actually killing your brain cells, one neuron at a time. And I'm not being dramatic here. When you sit for extended periods, your blood flow slows down dramatically. Less blood flow means less oxygen reaching your brain. And your brain, my friends, is an oxygen-hungry organ. It consumes about 20% of your body's total oxygen supply, even though it only weighs about 3 pounds. When you deprive it of that oxygen by sitting still for hours on end, watching TV or just being inactive, your neurons start to suffer. They become weaker, less connected, and over time, they begin to die off. This is not some distant threat. This is happening right now, every day you spend inactive. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. When you move your body, something magical happens in your brain. Physical activity triggers the release of a protein called BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain. It helps neurons grow, form new connections, and stay healthy. It's like a youth serum for your mind. Studies have shown that people who engage in regular physical activity, even just walking 30 minutes a day, have significantly larger hippocampus volumes. And the hippocampus, as you might know, is the memory center of your brain. The more you move, the more you're literally growing your memory capacity. It's not about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about consistent, moderate movement that keeps your blood pumping and your brain thriving. But let's talk about what happens when you don't move. A sedentary lifestyle doesn't just shrink your hippocampus. It also increases inflammation throughout your entire body, including your brain. Chronic inflammation is one of the main drivers of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. When you sit for long periods, inflammatory markers in your blood go up. Your body starts acting like it's under attack, even though you're just sitting on the couch. And this inflammation damages the delicate structures in your brain that control memory, learning, and emotional regulation. Over months and years, this silent damage accumulates. You might not notice it at first. Maybe you forget where you put your keys. Maybe you struggle to remember what you had for breakfast. But these small signs are your brain's way of waving a red flag saying, "Hey, I need more oxygen. I need more movement. I need you to get up and do something." So what's the fix? It's simpler than you think, but you have to be consistent. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. Start with walking. Just 20 to 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's it. If you can add some light strength training like body weight exercises or resistance bands, even better. Dancing, gardening, playing with your grandchildren, swimming, cycling, any activity that gets your heart rate up and your body moving counts. The key is to break up long periods of sitting. If you watch TV for hours, get up every 30 minutes and walk around your house. Do some stretches. Move your arms, roll your shoulders. Your brain will thank you for it. And remember, it's never too late to start. Even if you've been sedentary for years, studies show that when older adults start exercising regularly, their brain health improves within weeks. Your neurons are resilient. They want to thrive. You just have to give them the movement they're craving. Here's a truth that might sting. That innocent slice of white bread, that sweet dessert after lunch, that soda you drink in the afternoon, they're all quietly poisoning your brain. Sugar and refined flour are a deadly duo, and most people have no idea how much damage they're doing. When you eat these foods, your blood sugar spikes fast and hard. Your pancreas scrambles to release insulin to bring it back down. But here's the problem. When this happens over and over, day after day, your brain cells become resistant to insulin. And when your brain can't use insulin properly, it can't process glucose efficiently. No glucose, no energy. No energy, no sharp thinking. It's that simple. Scientists now call Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes because of how closely it's linked to insulin resistance in the brain. High sugar intake creates inflammation, damages blood vessels in your brain, and leads to the buildup of toxic proteins called amyloid plaques. These plaques are the hallmark of Alzheimer's. Every time you reach for that cookie or sugary snack, you're essentially feeding the very disease you're trying to avoid. And refined flour? It behaves exactly like sugar in your body. White bread, pasta, pastries, they all spike your blood sugar just as aggressively. The impact is brutal. Studies show that people who consume high amounts of sugar and refined carbs have significantly smaller brain volumes and worse memory performance than those who don't. Your hippocampus shrinks. Your cognitive speed slows down. Brain fog becomes your new normal. And the scariest part? You don't feel it happening until it's already done significant damage. So what do? Cut back drastically. Replace white bread with whole grains. Swap sugary snacks for nuts, berries, and vegetables. Choose foods with a low glycemic index that release sugar slowly into your bloodstream. Your brain runs best on steady, stable energy, not wild sugar roller coasters. Within weeks of cleaning up your diet, you'll notice sharper focus, better memory, and mental clarity you forgot you could have. It's not about perfection. It's about making better choices most of the time. Let me ask you something. How many hours did you sleep last night? 5? 6? Maybe less? If you're consistently getting less than 7 hours of sleep, you're doing something terrible to your brain. And I'm not talking about just feeling tired, I'm talking about actual, measurable damage to your memory and cognitive function. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a biological necessity, especially for your brain. And here's why. While you sleep, your brain activates a cleaning system called the glymphatic system. Think of it as a nighttime janitorial crew that comes in and washes away all the toxic waste that builds up during the day. And one of those toxins? Beta amyloid, the same protein that forms plaques in Alzheimer's disease. When you don't sleep enough, this cleaning system doesn't work properly. The toxins stay in your brain. They accumulate. And over years of poor sleep, this buildup becomes dangerous. Research shows that people who consistently sleep less than 7 hours per night have a 40% higher risk of developing cognitive decline and dementia compared to those who get adequate sleep. 40%. That's not a small number. And it's not just about quantity, it's about quality too. Deep sleep, specifically REM and slow-wave sleep, is when your brain consolidates memories, processes emotions, and repairs damaged cells. If you're waking up multiple times during the night, or if you're not reaching those deep sleep stages, your brain is missing out on critical maintenance work. The effects show up fast. After just one night of poor sleep, your attention span drops, your reaction time slows, and your ability to learn new information gets significantly impaired. After several nights, you're operating in a mental fog. Your memory becomes unreliable. You struggle to find words. You feel disconnected and irritable. And the worst part is that many seniors think this is just normal aging. It's not. It's sleep deprivation disguised as aging. So here's what you need to do. Prioritize sleep like your brain depends on it, because it does. Aim for 7 to 8 hours every night. Create a bedtime routine. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Avoid screens. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. If you have trouble falling asleep, try relaxation techniques like deep breathing or gentle stretching. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. and heavy meals close to bedtime. And if you snore loudly or stop breathing during sleep, talk to your doctor about sleep apnea. It's a major brain health disruptor. Good sleep is one of the most powerful tools you have to protect your memory and mental clarity. I know this one is going to be controversial, but we need to talk about it. Alcohol is not your friend. Not even that innocent glass of wine with dinner. For decades, we've been told that moderate drinking might even be good for us, but newer research is painting a very different picture, especially for brain health. Even moderate alcohol consumption, we're talking just 1 or 2 drinks a day, has been shown to shrink brain volume, particularly in the hippocampus, your memory center. A large study following thousands of adults over several years found that the more people drank, the smaller their brains became. And this wasn't just heavy drinkers. Even those who drank moderately showed measurable brain shrinkage compared to non-drinkers. Here's what alcohol does. It's a neurotoxin. It damages brain cells directly. It disrupts the balance of neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers your brain uses to communicate. It interferes with the formation of new memories and the consolidation of existing ones. Ever notice how people who drink regularly have trouble remembering conversations or events? That's not a coincidence. Alcohol also increases inflammation throughout your body and brain, contributing to the same toxic environment that drives Alzheimer's and dementia. And the damage is cumulative. Every drink adds up over time, slowly eroding your cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to compensate for damage. What makes this enemy particularly dangerous is that it's socially acceptable, even encouraged. We celebrate with alcohol. We relax with it. We use it to cope with stress. But for your brain, especially as you age, every drink is a small assault. Your brain becomes less efficient at metabolizing alcohol as you get older, which means the same amount of alcohol causes more damage than it did when you were younger. And if you're drinking to help you sleep, that's backfiring too. Alcohol might help you fall asleep initially, but it ruins your sleep quality, preventing you from reaching those deep, restorative stages your brain desperately needs. So what should you do? The safest amount of alcohol for brain health is 0. I know that's hard to hear, but if you do choose to drink, keep it minimal and infrequent, and pay attention to how it affects you. If you notice memory problems, brain fog, or sleep issues, alcohol might be a bigger culprit than you think. Replace that evening drink with herbal tea, sparkling water with lemon, or a calming ritual that doesn't involve toxins. Your brain will reward you with better clarity, sharper memory, and long-term cognitive resilience. All right, now comes the good part. We've talked about the enemies, but what about the heroes? What can you actually do, starting today, to fight back and protect your precious mind? Let me give you a toolkit of natural, science-backed strategies that work. And the best part? None of these require expensive supplements or complicated protocols. They're simple, accessible, and incredibly powerful when done consistently. First, let's talk about food. Your brain is made of what you eat, literally. Every cell, every neurotransmitter, every signal that fires across your neurons depends on the nutrients you provide. So, feed your brain like the masterpiece it is. Focus on omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These fats are essential for brain structure and function. If you don't eat fish, consider walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds. Add plenty of colorful vegetables and berries to your plate. Blueberries, in particular, are loaded with antioxidants that protect brain cells from oxidative stress. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and broccoli provide folate and vitamin K, both critical for cognitive function. And don't forget healthy fats from avocados, olive oil, and nuts. Your brain is 60% fat, so quality fats are non-negotiable. Next, spice up your life. Literally. Turmeric, the golden spice used in curry, contains curcumin, a compound with powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Studies show it can cross the blood-brain barrier and help clear amyloid plaques. Add it to soups, smoothies, or make golden milk before bed. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar, protecting against insulin resistance in the brain. Rosemary has been shown to improve memory and concentration. Even just smelling it can boost cognitive performance. Ginger reduces inflammation and improves blood flow. These aren't magic bullets, but they're powerful allies when used regularly. Now, let's talk about brain exercise. Just like your muscles, your brain needs regular workouts to stay strong. But I'm not talking about endless crossword puzzles. I'm talking about learning something genuinely new and challenging. Pick up a musical instrument. Learn a new language. Take a dance class. Dancing is phenomenal because it combines physical movement, social interaction, and mental coordination all at once. Try painting, woodworking, or any craft that requires fine motor skills and creative thinking. The key is novelty and challenge. Your brain thrives on new experiences because they force it to create new neural pathways. This is called neuroplasticity, and it's your brain's superpower. The more you challenge it with new, complex tasks, the more resilient it becomes. Social connection is another non-negotiable. Loneliness and isolation are toxic to your brain. Studies show that socially isolated seniors have cognitive decline rates comparable to people with major diseases. Human connection activates multiple brain regions, releases feel-good neurotransmitters like oxytocin and dopamine, and keeps your mind engaged and stimulated. Call a friend, join a club, volunteer in your community, have regular family gatherings. Even a simple conversation over coffee stimulates your brain in ways that solitary activities simply cannot. Your brain is wired for connection. Give it what it needs. And here's a simple daily routine you can start tomorrow. Every morning, spend 10 minutes doing deep breathing exercises or meditation. This calms your nervous system, reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that damages your hippocampus, and improves focus. Then, go for a 30-minute walk outdoors. The combination of movement, fresh air, and natural light is incredibly nourishing for your brain. Sunlight helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle and boosts vitamin D, which protects against cognitive decline. Throughout the day, drink plenty of water. Dehydration impairs cognitive function fast. And before bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Gratitude practices have been shown to improve mood, reduce stress, and support overall brain health. One more natural remedy I love, green tea. It contains L-theanine and a modest amount of caffeine, a combination that improves focus, attention, and memory without the jitters. Drink 2 to 3 cups a day. And if you want an extra boost, try lion's mane mushroom, either as a supplement or in powder form added to your tea or smoothie. Research suggests it promotes nerve growth factor, which supports the growth and maintenance of neurons. So there you have it, friends. 4 silent enemies: sedentary lifestyle, sugar and refined flour, sleep deprivation, and alcohol. and a powerful arsenal of natural solutions to fight back. Your brain is not a passive victim of aging. It's a dynamic, adaptable organ that responds to how you treat it every single day. The choices you make today will determine the sharpness of your mind tomorrow, next year, and decades from now. If this video opened your eyes or gave you even one strategy you can use, please hit that like button, subscribe to the Dr. Amanda Wells channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss content that protects your most valuable asset. Drop a comment below telling me which enemy you're going to tackle first, and share this video with someone you love who needs to hear this message. Together, we can build a community of sharp, resilient minds that refuse to fade. Always remember, your mind is your greatest asset.